Another barrier to communication that I've touched on is defensiveness. Defensiveness communication is a problem because when it occurs, listening stops, we focus on how to respond, not on what the other is saying. Defensiveness usually happens when we perceive a threat to ourselves. This typically occurs when we feel attacked, criticized, misunderstood, or disrespected. It can happen if we don't take responsibility, too. It's a natural response to hearing something that makes us uncomfortable, but being a natural response doesn't make it good for our relationships. Here's an example.
Why didn't you call that insurance company like I asked?
Why did I need to do that? Work's really crazy right now. Besides, what were you doing all day? Why do I have to take care of all these details?
Oh, that's not fair. I do a lot of things around here, and I thought we'd agreed on that. You're being very nice. And what have you been doing helping at the house? Not a whole lot, I don't think.
In this example, Dawn felt attacked because I was attacking, but any chance of a healthy communication was lost when she became defensive and started firing back. I share in the blame, but she can't control what I say, just how she responds. So, here are some good B suggestions I have seen for dealing with defensiveness. 1. Be empathetic. Whether I agree with her or not, she's feeling what she's feeling, and if I identify with that, it could calm the situation enough for us to move out of defensiveness. Be not judgmental. She's probably bringing this issue up because she thinks I'll listen, and I can probably improve my relationship if I will listen instead of quickly dismissing what she says. Be responsible. She might have a good reason to ask me about the task, and it certainly would end better if I didn't get defensive. A humble "I'm sorry," if appropriate, could improve my relationship much more than needing to always be right. But remember, being the only one who says "I'm sorry" isn't healthy either. One other thought. A soft startup will help tone down a conversation that has the potential to bring out defensiveness. This means that you complain instead of criticizing or attacking. According to Gottman, quote, if you start an argument harshly, meaning you attack your spouse verbally, you'll end up with at least as much tension as you began. But if you use a softened startup, the discussion is likely to be productive. And if most of your arguments start softly, your marriage is likely to be stable and happy, unquote. So let's try another potentially defensive conversation using this advice.
I was working on the budget today, and I noticed there was a $350 charge on the Visa account to Bass Pro Shop. What was that?
Oh, that was that handgun that I bought. I meant to tell you that, but I just forgot.
Well, I thought we had discussed that if we were going to buy something over $100, then we would talk about it. You know what? It makes me afraid when you go and you spend money on something that, kind of impacts our budget like that.
Yeah, I can understand why you feel that way. And I should not have put that kind of a charge on it without talking to you. I'm sorry.
I forgive you.
It's not hard to imagine how this conversation would have gone if she had started out more harshly and if I hadn't chosen to be empathetic and take responsibility. Again, according to Gottman, if most of your arguments start gently, your marriage is much more likely to be stable and happy.